they are given the opportunities to excel. So this is one business where you don't have any discrimination. Everybody are treated equal, and all of us have the same opportunity to be successful in life. So this industry gave me that opportunity to look at life very differently. And being part of this industry helped me shape my thought, shape my thinking process, shape my life for the future. I've been working across different industries, from direct selling to banking and financial solutions. So I was in insurance and banking. I was working with Deutsche Bank, initially in India, then in Singapore, and then in Wall Street. And from banking, I moved into pharmaceuticals. I was working with Abbott Laboratories for close to around 6 years. And I was initially running the Middle East and Africa region, and then moved into Asia Pacific. So direct selling, FMCG, from there into banking, and from there I moved into pharmaceuticals, and from there I moved into farming. So I was working for one of the world's largest seeds companies, Dutch company. I was working in terms of helping poor farmers have one extra meal in a day. I was with East West Seeds for close to 6-7 years, initially running the global HR for them based out of Thailand, and then taking over as the commercial head for South Asia. That's when I moved back to India. And my entry back into direct selling came through an opportunity where the first mentor who got me into this industry was associated with an American multinational who was running a decently big size business in India in direct selling. And that organization was going through a negative spiral. And my mentor called me and said, Chandra, why don't you come and take over this business? So this business was close to around 42% negative running for 4 or 5 years spiraling. Not that I did any magic. I had a great team, like I have a great team right now in Nu Skin. And we were able to turn around the business. And within the first 2 years, from negative 41, 42, we were able to go to plus 34. Now, once the business shaped up back, the valuation for the company also went up. And and built up a nearshore center in Costa Rica. So last 2.5 years, I've been building that business as a co-founder. And that's when I had some of the top distributors and brand affiliates from the other company where I was working previously. They made Nu Skin their new home. And they invited me to look at Nu Skin. And there has been no looking back. Once I saw Nu Skin, there are some very key things I observed in Nu Skin, which was attracting me to look at this opportunity very seriously. Number one was definitely the executive team whom I met with. They gave me a reason for me to continue in the process. Every meeting was exciting. It was very challenging. And number two, the purpose that Nu Skin has. I don't think force for good is just a statement for Nu Skin, because the real contributions what we are making around the world and the plans what we have for India makes this journey really meaningful for me. And I'm super excited about building that entire Nu Skin tenet in terms of shaping our culture in India and also growing the business in India. And third and most important thing, Nu Skin is the first company, MNC, which is entering into India as a true Indian company in itself, which means we are going to have 100% of all our products in India manufactured in India. That's a huge win even before we have started. And why is that? Because we would have fantastic aggressive pricing that fits the Indian market. And now coming to Indian market, let me give all of you a quick overview. I'm sure all of you would have seen what kind of an opportunity India actually provides for all of us for the future. But let me give you some simple critical insights. Number one, I don't know how many of you have read the latest report from the World Bank that India for 2025 will be at 7.2% on GDP growth. That's huge. It's nearly double of almost all the Asian countries. And it's close to 3x of a lot of Western countries in the European side. So that's number one. Number two, you're entering a market where more than 50% of the entire population of 1.52 billion are less than the age of 50. Growing middle class, and a middle class which wants to spend, consume more. And most importantly, in the last 2 months, the Indian government has given more reasons for people to celebrate with more money in their pockets. The tax slabs have been reduced, which means the disposable income is going to be more higher. The GST rates have been reduced, which means more disposable income. While the income, what they earn could be the same, the disposable amount in their pockets is going to be higher. And third and most important thing, the younger generation of India today have adapted to the Western ways of thinking when it comes to shaping their career. What does it mean? While the family values, joint family living, everything still continues in India, the primary change is that the kids are not wanting to depend on their parents for their educational expenses or for shaping their own dreams and building their careers. So what do? Right from the time they join college, they start looking for opportunities to make money. And one insight which I want all of you to remember when you're looking at India as an opportunity is this. In direct selling market in India, we have close to 8.5, 8.7 million distributors, including all recognized IDSA and DSA recognized companies together. The average age group of this 8+ million people is 43. But the opportunity for us is about we going down the line and engaging with potential business builders of the future from a much younger age. Why can't the other companies do that? Because they are habituated in driving the business a certain way. And in India, the opportunity is much more larger for us because there is a vacuum. This market has a huge vacuum, which I strongly believe Nu Skin can fill in. One, we have a fantastic product range. Number two, we are coming up with device business, which is unknown to this market. There are some local players, but nowhere in comparison to who we are and what we stand for. And number three, our pricing strategy for India. To be honest, when I first met with Mike, Justin, Andrew, I was actually shocked to hear from them what is their thought process on the pricing for India market. I was really shocked. But they've made it possible. And Steve and his team have been, I would say, wearing the hat of a Superman, to be honest, because they have got the products for this market. And they are supporting to bring in more products in the coming months and coming days. I'm sure Mike will be speaking about that, about what kind of products we are looking at and what are the dates we are looking at. I'm super excited, guys. All I can tell you is we are here to build a business that is going to be living much beyond than us, each one of us in this call. We have an opportunity to build a legacy. We have an opportunity to shape up India market. And we have an opportunity as Nu Skin to regain the glory what this industry truly can offer to the people in terms of transforming their lives. And all this we will be able to do within the tenet of our force for good. And that's what excites me the most. And guys, I can't wait to meet you all here. And pre-launch, what we are having right now, me, Andrew, Mike have been working on putting together the plan for this. And actually, it's going much beyond than what we were imagining in terms of size, in terms of the experience, what we want to provide to you, and the potential partners who are going to join us in this journey in building India. So all I can tell you is I've been asked to by Mike is like, Chandra, you're not going to speak a lot of things, and it's pretty difficult to stop me talking. So sorry, Mike, but the fact is we are super excited about the upcoming pre-launch events. These events are going to be a loud announcement about we entering the market, and we are entering the market to stay here, and we are entering the market to build it, and we are going to give purpose for every affiliate who's joining us to grow not just their dreams with us, but also grow in stature with us. And all this will be possible, guys, when each one of you are going to start taking your notepad, your diaries, your mobile phones, listing out all the people whom you believe could be a part of it, or even believe they cannot be a part of it. Write down all the names. Let's go back to the fundamentals of building this business. While I have been out of my 27, 28 years, I have most of my time I have been in the corporate side. Once I had an opportunity to be on the other side of the table. I was building business as a direct seller, as a network marketer. And I had a sizable business at that time. I had close to around 45,000 people in my team. Not that it was me who was recruiting, it was the team. So I had a great team, and we were able to build a huge business. Unfortunately, that business couldn't survive in India because IDSA was not there at that time, recognition was not there at that time. So a lot of challenges they had, and they exited the market. But I strongly believe nothing has changed in direct selling network marketing. People are still the same, challenges are still the same, opportunities are still the same, excitement is still the same, and dreams are still the same. We just have to rekindle that and give people a reason and purpose for us to be a part of it. So lots more to come, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you. And our entire team in India is looking forward to welcoming all of you to India. So thanks, guys. Chase, over to you.
Thank you, Chandra. We are so lucky to have you on board, and to helping us lead this ship here in India. And I loved your story, and thank you so much for sharing your story, your experience. Even more excited than we already were. I don't know if you guys felt it, but you can feel the energy on the Zoom and the passion that Chandra and the team have. And this is an A+ team that we have that are launching this market. And so, thank you. I'll turn the time now over to I think is it Andrew that's going to go first, and then we'll hear from Mike after that. So, Andrew, you there?
I am here. Thanks, Chase. All right. Thank you, Chandra. That was amazing. I know I'm super lucky because I got to experience the magic that is Chandra for an entire week now already. And I can tell you guys, it's going to be amazing. Chandra is going to be an amazing addition to the Nu Skin family. I can already feel it. He already thinks, sleeps, drinks Nu Skin. We are so excited to have him here. And I'm just excited to enjoy what India is going to be over the next few years with you. Chandra is a tough act to follow, but I've got some things to share with you. Reiterations mostly, but it might be new to some of you, so I want to make sure that we're all understanding in terms of what it's going to take from a compensation plan and a promotion approach to India. But before that, I want to talk about what November is going to look like. We are fast approaching November, and November is going to have a few different things happening. So pay attention, all right? So when we talk about our November pre-launch, what does that mean? When you break out November across the 4 weeks that we have in there, essentially the first 2 weeks are going to be when our pre-approved India eligible internationals can create their accounts. Why are we keeping this 2 weeks? Well, essentially, since we're starting the tree from scratch in India, all of our OCIs, our NRIs, our international India eligible folks, most of whom you also saw recognized by Chase earlier on in this call, they need to be able to go and create their India account because they already have their international account, but to be able to do the business in India, they need to create their account. And they're starting the tree there. We need to make sure that we're setting all of that up the right way. So that's going to take a little bit of time. So for the first 14 days in November, we're going to make sure we have that set up. What's going to happen after that? Well, you're in for a treat. Chandra already alluded a little bit to it, and Mike's going to walk in a little bit more detail on what's going to happen. But between the 15th of November, essentially give or take a few days, and the 21st of November, we're going to have some company hosted roadshows to let India know that we are there and we are there to stay. It's going to be the first set of events that we're going to have, and this is just our pre-launch period. Imagine how amazing our launch period is going to be in the middle of next year when we have even more excitement, even more folks on the ground. It's going to be insane. And for the last 2 weeks of November, in addition to having these company hosted roadshows, we're essentially going to have what are our full operations. Because now that we've got our pre-approved India eligible folks on, we will then have our local Indians, so folks in India who are creating their India accounts from scratch, be able to create their accounts. On top of that, at the same time, we'll also be starting to fulfill orders. That means you're going to be getting access to those amazing products that are coming down. Mike's going to walk you through some of those initial products that we have. And I'm super excited because I know he's also going to be talking about pricing. And I know pricing's been a big question for all of you. Chandra referenced that as well. And I'm so excited to be sharing the pricing with you because it is something that we truly believe is pricing made for the market, products made to address consumer needs, and we have the ability to do that because of our local manufacturing efforts. So with that context of what November is going to look like, I want to walk you through what our India plan is. For those of you who might have joined us on last month's global call, you might have heard me walk through the international promotions, what it is for our international uplines who are helping build India, what's the incentives, what's the compensation that they're entitled to. We're flipping the script around for this call. This call, we're going to go India specific. What does that mean? We're going to talk a little bit about the India compensation plan. We're also going to talk about India promotions. I know we've got our international folks who are getting their promotions, but our India folks are also going to be getting amazing promotions during this pre-launch period that's really going to accelerate and ignite the growth that we're going to have. So what is the India SPP or our sales performance plan, and what are the different account types? This is a little technical, or it might sound a little technical, but it's essentially how do you choose to interact with Nu Skin? You love our products, that's great. You can be a retail customer. A retail customer is someone who can buy products at maximum retail price or MRP. And then very soon they'll also be able to have subscription pricing or automatic delivery program pricing on that. A member is also someone who loves our products, but they're also someone who's a loyal customer. They're effectively someone who is tied to the person that they're brought into the business by. But for that, they're also able to buy products at a lower price than MRP. Effectively a loyal customer discount, if you think about it. They also have the ability to get some subscription pricing when we launch that into the market. There is a nuance now between these retail customers and the members. This is where the nuance comes in. Up until now, I've talked about the customer types that are interested in our products. We've also got our amazing entrepreneurs, our affiliates who want to build a business with us. What do those account types look like? Well, to start through that amazing journey, through that entire journey, you would need to start as a direct seller. This is a little different than some of our other markets today because our other markets, everyone would sign up as a brand affiliate. So what is this direct seller and why is it different from some of our other markets? Well, the direct seller in India, you can think of it almost like a pre-brand affiliate. The reason, and I'll get into this a little bit later, is pricing. We've talked about pricing and the importance it plays in our portfolio and our strategy. It's also so important that it's actually dictated this important customer type or affiliate type for us. Effectively, we want to protect brand affiliate pricing because the lowest possible price that someone can get is at that brand affiliate price. But we want to make sure that those who are enabling that price or who are able to buy at those prices are the ones who are truly interested in doing the business. So this direct seller is someone who's essentially saying to Nu Skin, hey, I'm here, I want to build a business. Look at how serious I am. And this is someone who's essentially going through and personally selling 10,000 rupees worth of product in a calendar month. This is just a one-time requirement, but what this effectively tells us is, hey, this person, they're serious about doing the business. We need to be long-term partners with them. Well, what does that mean? They now become a brand affiliate. And what does becoming a brand affiliate get them? The ability to purchase products at the lowest possible price, but also to start unlocking additional bonuses. India's compensation plan, we've kept top of mind two things. We wanted to keep it simple as we could, with the constraints that we have. But the second one is also to build it to the local needs in mind. You'll see this theme recurring throughout our talks because we've kept the local needs in mind for our compensation plan, for our product strategy, and it's really been top of mind for a lot of our strategic decisions. So when I talk about a simplified plan for India, it just means 3 bonuses. For those of you who are from our US market, I know we have 5 different bonuses, right? So when you hear me say, oh, India has 3 bonuses, that doesn't mean we're reducing our payout. We're still keeping the same payout percentage. We're just splitting it across fewer bonuses. The end result, a simpler, well, we hope a simpler plan that's easier to explain, and something that'll also attract a different target demographic. You heard Chandra talk about the existing demographic and their perceptions and their approach to building the business. I think there's a lot to be said from that group, and I think there's a lot of great leaders we will get from that group. But we have the potential to also unlock an additional demographic, the younger demographic, that not a lot of companies have figured out how to attract. We think with our product strategy and this compensation plan approach, we'll be able to capture that market. So what are these 3 bonuses? Well, effectively, there's a marketing bonus, which is a bonus you get for selling products, simple. A developing bonus, which is a bonus you get for finding other people who sell products, still simple. And then you've got the leading bonus. This is the core of who we are as Nu Skin, what we call the back end, right? This is the 5% 6-level story, and that's still there in Nu Skin, in Nu Skin India. And the reason is because that's a core of who we are. It's part of our 42-year history. It is what's always going to be the constant at Nu Skin. But the other 2 bonuses are actually tweaks and nuances to make sure that we are addressing the local market needs. And you'll notice as you look at this table that I've got across, the further along you are in your journey in building your business with Nu Skin, the more bonuses unlock to you. So as a direct seller, you can get that very first bonus. As a brand affiliate, you can get that first one, the marketing one, and the developing one. And as a brand rep, you can get all 3. I'll also talk a little bit about what it is to go through that qualification. But let's talk first about this marketing bonus. What is it? Well, straight up, it's just a price differential. I talked to you about the different customer types. Retail customers, members who love our products, they just want to buy products. They will buy products at a higher price. You, as a direct seller or a brand affiliate, get to buy products at a lower price. So the price difference between those 2 is effectively what your marketing bonus is. Does it make sense? Well, let's look at it from this structure, right? So let's say you are a brand affiliate, and in this universe, we've just got one product and we're selling just one product. By the way, this is a sneak peek into pricing. If you think these are made up numbers, they're not. Mike is actually going to walk you through and you'll be able to identify which product this is. It's one of our top sellers. And I'm so happy that we're able to offer this in India at a price that is going to reach such a huge population. But enough about the pricing. Coming back to this marketing bonus example. So if you're a brand affiliate, you're able to buy this product at 1,600 rupees. But if you are a retail customer or a member or a direct seller, you'd be paying higher prices because of the different account types that you're in. So if you, as a brand affiliate, were to go and sell that same product online retail, so you don't actually have to buy the product and sell it on your side, all you would need to do is direct this retail customer to Nu Skin India, make sure that they're connected to you from an attribution point of view. And if they bought the same product, they're paying 2,200 rupees for that product. But you're able to buy that product at 1,600 rupees. So that price difference, that's a straight marketing bonus to you. I've got to just call out this caveat because it's not a straight calculation as 2,200 minus 1,600. because all of the prices I see here and you see here are inclusive of GST, which is a goods and services tax. So this calculation is going to be a price difference. It's just going to be net of taxes, but it's still a very easy calculation once you factor in the tax component to it. So how do you talk about this to someone who's excited about the opportunity, wanting to dip their toes into the water? Super simple, right? You like products that you really want to refer. You're a fan of the products, a product of the product. Great, talk about it. Share it with other customers. If they love it, you're going to make some money off of it. Now, getting into the next bonus, we're already 1/3 of the way there because we walked through marketing bonus. Now, in developing bonus, it's basically an extension of the marketing bonus. If you look at this structure that I've got here, where you've got someone who is selling products to other people, but then they're also going and finding other sellers. So in other words, we've got a brand affiliate who's found a direct seller who's selling products, or a brand affiliate who's got another brand affiliate who's selling products to others. That's effectively your structure for the developing bonus. So this first level, that's exactly what we saw in the previous slide. We call that our developing bonus qualifier. So in other words, whatever these guys are buying on this first level, that's what qualifies you for this developing bonus. In the second level, what you see is basically your direct sellers and brand affiliates, the customers that they're bringing in. In other words, the people that the sellers that you identify, what their customers are purchasing, that becomes your developing bonus base. In other words, it's your L2. So what is this developing bonus? Basically, all it means is as long as you've got some qualifying volume here on your first level, you're going to get paid on whatever's on your second level. So you qualify with your first level, you get paid on your second level. So what is this qualification that needs to happen? Well, it's quite a rich bonus. If you look at it from a brand affiliate perspective, so you are someone who's a brand affiliate, you're generating about at least 10,000 rupees in that first level of sales. That means that you are going to get 10% on whatever is on that second level. So in other words, in this chart over here, in this graph, everything that's in that first box, as long as that's adding up to at least 10,000 with you as a brand affiliate, you are going to get 10% on whatever is in the second box, or L2. But wait, there's more, because this is a longer table. So as a brand affiliate, you're kind of locked at that 10%, which, don't get me wrong, if you have a good, big enough group selling a lot of products, that's going to be some significant potential earnings. But when we talk about what's the unlock here, this is where the next step in your Nu Skin journey comes into place. The ability to become a brand rep and go through qualification. I'm going to walk through that in just a little bit, but let me talk to you about the amazing additional earning opportunity you have from the developing bonus as a brand rep. What does that mean as a brand rep? Is you effectively, as long as you're doing more than the 10,000 of sales in that first level, so let's say you're doing 25,000 or 50,000 or even 1 lakh, you will actually get a higher percentage of that second level. So that's what this table here illustrates, is as long as you're having more sales on that first level, you're going to get a bigger percent on that second level. But that's only available to brand reps and above. Remember, so as a brand affiliate, you're getting 10% no matter what, as long as you have the 10,000. But once you become a brand rep, that's when the incentives start to get better. And from a better perspective, obviously, you need to put in a little bit of work to get those, right? So what is that little bit of work? Well, it's essentially what we call our qualification. You have it in your other markets today. India will have a similar qualification process, in that we will have 2 tracks to become a brand rep from a direct seller or a brand affiliate. There's a quick fast track option where you can do it in 1 month. And to do that, you'd essentially need to generate 1.25 lakhs of group sales, or 125,000 rupees, and 50,000 rupees off that 125,000 rupees needs to come from sales to your customers and direct sellers. In other words, 50,000 off that 125 needs to come from your personally sponsored L1. So that's where that 50,000 comes in. If you choose the other route, where it's not the fast track 1 month route, you actually can take 2 months to go through it and still go through it at the same pace. It's just splitting it out a little bit longer, But if you look at the group sales amount, you'll notice that over the course of 2 months, you're still generating that 125,000 rupees of sales. It's just broken out a little. We are a little more lenient, I would say, on the L1 sales for the standard track because you would essentially just need to do 10,000 in the first month and 25,000 in the second month, which brings it up to 35,000 over 2 months as opposed to 50 in the first month. But there's pros and cons to everything, right? You get an extra month, but then that's one less month of those additional earnings opportunities. So now that we understand what brand rep qualification is, I want to talk to you about leading bonus. I mentioned earlier, all of you are aware of this. This is I guess most of you are aware of this. This is the core of who Nu Skin is. It is our 5% back-end story. It's very similar to our global lead bonus. And I say very similar because it has the similar mechanics of progressing through titles to unlock additional generations of pay. And we're also so in tune in terms of what we wanted to do or the research that led to us in terms of building out this plan localized to the customer needs is we've also got the way that we've built the leadership team structures is effectively you'll actually end up having bigger, more sustainable group sales. So that's actually a nuance here that you'll see in the group sales is that you'll just have bigger group sales amounts as you go building out your bigger team, progressing through titles. So that's the leading bonus. Most of you should be familiar in terms of what it is and how it drives our business. And ultimately, this is basically what our India SPP is about, the core of our comp plan, which is these 3 bonuses: marketing, building, and leading. So finding sellers or selling products, finding sellers to sell products, and then building teams and leading teams. So that's effectively what our India comp plan is. But on the compensation side, there's actually a couple more. Most of you are familiar with our International Founders Program. This is where our international leaders are rewarded additionally through the Global Growth Pool for work that they're doing in helping us build India. On the India side, we actually have an India Founders Program as well, because who's an India founder? It's someone who has gone and built either an India eligible brand rep or a brand rep in India. And we're going to have a lot of you in India going and building your own teams and leading your own teams. So we're actually going to give you a little bit more of a reward for that from a pre-qualification timeframe. What does this mean? Well, as long as you achieve at least a Nu Skin India Gold title or above, so in other words, you go and create at least one break or one brand rep, you're going to get the recognition as a Nu Skin India founder. Chase just recognized our qualifying India founders, but once the market launches, once we have that pre-launch, we'll have official Nu Skin India founders. But that's not all, because from an incentive perspective, we are bumping up the incentives insanely. We're effectively going to say for anyone who is a gold or above, you are going to be able to double your leading bonus each month during the qualified entry period, as long as you maintain the requirements. And the requirements is you've got to be a gold plus or higher. Think about that. I just talked to you about the powerful story of the 5% across 6 generations. Well, it's effectively 10% across 6 generations now, and that's for the qualified entry period. So what are you waiting for? I know we've got a lot of India eligible folks in the ranks. I know there's going to be a lot of excitement when we get here in November, and I can't wait to see it. And there's actually another promotion in here that I wanted to talk to you about, which is the India Kickstart promotion. Now, this is even shorter than the Founders promotion, and there's a reason for it. This is effectively only for the month of November. And the reason we're doing this is because in India, we're going to have monthly promotions. I know in most of our markets, we have weekly promotions, but in India, we're starting with the monthly promotion approach, which means effectively our folks who sign up in India and are in qualification for the month of November won't break as a brand rep or won't fully qualify as a brand rep until December 1st. So we wouldn't have the opportunity to pay leading bonuses for those folks in India for the month of November. But effectively what we're going to do is something even higher. We're going to double the developing bonus on everyone for that month of November, as long as they're fulfilling the criteria. And what is the criteria? It's the exact same criteria that you would need to qualify for a developing bonus, which is achieving at least 10,000 in sales to that first level. So that's it from my side. I'm so excited. I know we've got a lot of people on the call. I could sense the excitement as Chandra was talking. We've got a lot more to come on, but before I pass it on, I just wanted to give you a quick heads up that Mike's got some amazing information coming. I've been teasing it all along. We've got pricing, we've got events. It's going to be amazing. So Mike, over to you.
Hey, thanks, Andrew. Good afternoon, good evening, I guess good morning to those of you who are calling in from the Asia Pacific Rim. I'd just like to also reiterate my excitement for having Chandra join our team in the last couple of weeks. I had the opportunity to spend last week with him and Andrew in Mumbai and Delhi in a number of different meetings and different scenarios. And you think Chandra's fun on a Zoom call? Wait till you're there with him in person. He's got contagious energy and enthusiasm, and I think he's just what we need as we enter India and start to build a long-term business there. So with that, I'd like to kind of transition into a little bit of a follow-up from last month's call where we shared with you our high-level product launch plans. We've continued to refine those over the past month. And today, just want to get into this in a little bit more detail with you, along with some pricing. But remember from last month's discussion, when we talked about this, we were looking at going in with a very simple portfolio. Remember, this is India is a new play for us. It represents a completely different market in many ways than other markets where we operate today. And you'll see that reflected both in our operating model, as well as our commission plan that we have put out there, as well as just from a global perspective, who is eligible to go and build in India. And so with this, we're also looking at what can we do in India to set ourselves up for long-term success from a product perspective, because product and opportunity are inherently mixed and joined at the hip. And so we know that one has to complement the other to create that synergistic compounding effect that we hope that we will be able to create with all of you. But as we look at our plans for November, and this, what I'm going to focus on in the next few slides, really just highlights what we're going to be doing through the end of year and into January. We've got more detailed plans that we'll be sharing as we move forward, but really right now the focus is how do we start strong in November and December and finish out the year, and then look to start strong again in January. So as you look at Pharmanex, we are going to be launching our first attempt at core nutrition. And Andrew, if you can just go back one slide. And that's going to be 2 SKUs. Again, very simple, very straightforward, but that represents our first foray into core nutrition. In December, along with the global push and the global excitement around the Prism IO preview that are happening in many markets around the world, we're also going to be holding our Prism IO preview in December, and that will extend for the several months into the following year. In January, to start off the year strong, we're also then looking at introducing the India TRME system. That'll be 5 SKUs, and that will be, again, something that's unique to India versus what we have in other markets. So it'll be a lot of familiarity there in terms of the product line, but the products will be named differently, and they'll be positioned as well to help you put out a very attractive weight management play. As we look at Nu Skin, we're going to be launching with a core skincare set of cleanse, tone, treat, moisturize. With that, we've got 5 SKUs. We've also added an SPF. And then with CeraNu, we're going to be launching our CeraNu Professional Glow Kit. So if we go to the next slide, here's where we're going to get into some of the exciting stuff. So I want to reiterate, as we get into the pricing here, I want to reiterate how this plays into the products that we are planning to launch in November, as well as our mindset moving forward. LifePak Elements, if you recall, is being formulated to address specific dietary nutrient and vitamin deficiencies in the Indian diet. This product is unique to India. The formulation is unique to India, and we're very excited to launch it. As we look at the cost of this, you'll notice I've got 3 separate columns, and this goes back to what Andrew was talking about just a moment ago in terms of the different price points. So MRP is the maximum retail price. This will actually be printed on the package. And that will be 2,200 rupees. The member and direct seller price will come in at 1,800 rupees, and the affiliate price will come in at 1,600 rupees. Again, these are tax inclusive of GST. Now, the GST amount is 18%. If you look at Optimum Omega, the other product that we're going to be launching in terms of our first foray into core nutrition, we're launching it at 3,000 rupees at the MRP price, followed by 2,455 and 2,182 at the member and direct seller, and then at the affiliate price, respectively. So that's going to be our first offering in November. We're really excited about this. LifePak elements will be tied directly to and anchored by Prism. So it will connect very well with that story and help people understand what they can do to increase their Prism score. If we go to the next slide, Andrew, let's talk about Nu Skin. Again, we talked a moment ago about Cleanse, Tone, Treat, Moisturize, a very straightforward, very simple portfolio that's focused on core skincare. And so as we look at this, we've got a face wash, a glow toner, a vitamin C serum, a light moisturizing cream, and a Nu Skin sunscreen, SPF 50. The SPF is being added to this because our data indicated that up to 65% of all Indian consumers use SPF on a daily basis. So for us, it was a no-brainer. We feel like this is already an established part of personal care regimens that are happening in India. We want to be able to put something out there that will be just as attractive as competing products. So if we look at the prices points as well, you'll notice that they range from 2,000 rupees to 3,000 rupees from the maximum retail price. And then the member and direct seller prices are also ranging roughly from 1,600 rupees all the way up to 2,400 rupees. The affiliate price points, again, are ranging from 1,400 rupees to 2,100 rupees. So very competitive. We feel like this is going to set us up really well to attract a wide variety of consumers out there who are looking for great skincare at competitive pricing. Andrew, next slide, please. The next is the Glow Facial Kit. So if you recall from our prior discussions, we really were looking at ways to increase the total addressable market in India. So if you recall from our prior data points, the direct sales channel is roughly 74% of wellness products. So nutritional supplements, think vitamins, weight management, those types of products. 11% of that channel is made up of beauty and personal care products. So that roughly equates to about $388 million annually through the direct sales channel. Well, as we were doing our homework in India and trying to understand the market and how people approach skincare, what role do salons play in helping people feel, live, and look their best, we identified a real opportunity for us in India. And that is by going and creating a professional line that's being targeted for salons, we can increase that total addressable market to $3.8 billion. And so we feel like that's a sizable increase in terms of the opportunity that we can put out there for all of you as you go and build your businesses in India. And by doing that, that 10 times, 10x the size of the direct selling channel that's currently there. Now, let's also go back and talk about the trends. And Chandra mentioned this as well. The direct sales channel is growing at a great clip, roughly about 8.8% a year over the last 3 years. So we anticipate that that's going to continue to develop, continue to grow. We also know that consumer trends are shifting more to premiumization. As people have more disposable income, they're looking for different products at higher price points with more specific active ingredients and better benefits that they're actually becoming more and more aware of. So as we look to the future of Nu Skin in India, we're very bullish and very optimistic that as we build out our portfolio, we'll be able to continue to capture market share from both within our channel as well as outside of our channel for people who want to, again, live, feel, and look their best. Andrew, let's go to the next slide. This slide really just is encouraging you to save the dates. For those of you who are planning to be in India in November, as your India eligible brand representatives begin to build their businesses, so as you go and support and mentor them, we've got a roadshow that we're planning right now, and these are the cities and the venues in these cities, along with the dates that we're planning. They are confirmed, so we're going to be beginning in Ahmedabad on November 14th, and the venue is called The Forum. So if you go online and search for The Forum, you will also be able to look at hotels and different places to stay that are closer to that venue if that's what you'd like to do. In Mumbai, we're looking at the NSCI Dome. on November 18th. Mumbai is a huge city. If you're planning to be there for these meetings, you're welcome to stay closer to the event as well as nearby the hotel. I'm sorry, nearby the airport. There are lots of hotels by the airport. There are also a lot of hotels by this event venue as well. So I encourage you to get in and find something that will meet your needs, that you can get booked if you're planning to be there. In Gurgaon, which is just outside of Old Delhi, or I guess Delhi proper, it's what's called the National Capital Region, or the NCR region. We're going to be holding our meeting at the Cosmos. So Gurgaon is just south of the airport, several kilometers. Again, you'll have lots of different options in terms of different hotels that are available around the area, but plan that for November 21st. So in these events, we're going to be really introducing Nu Skin. We're going to be talking about our product philosophy, our opportunity philosophy, and just as well as our force for good nature of what we do as a company. So it'll be a great introduction to who we are. It'll be a great event for you to be able to bring people to introduce them to Nu Skin. Each of these events, event venues, hold roughly between about 2,500 and 3,000 people. And right now we're expecting these rooms to be filled based on a lot of the feedback and insights we've been hearing from many of you. So we encourage you to make your plans, share them with us. We're super excited to see you there. And for us right now, it's really kind of a race to the starting line. A lot of things are coming together right now from all aspects of the business. So you've got everything from logistics to product manufacturing, to digital tool development and programming, to the office build out, to hiring and training our office and our core management team and all of the other extended teams. It's a very busy time for us, but we're very excited. And we really can't wait for November to be here, because we're very excited for what the future holds for Nu Skin in India. I think the next slide here, Andrew, as well, is just a reminder. We have a lot of information that we're releasing and that has been released on India. I've seen several questions come through today where you can find your answers by clicking on this QR code here to access information. We're storing what's called Binder. It's really our asset management and our asset library, where we're going to be posting the relevant information that we feel that you need to know and that we feel is essential for you to know, to be able to confidently talk about India as you go out and promote what's going to be happening there beginning November. And so with that in mind, I mentioned a moment ago, and Chandra also talked about this, I think Andrew did as well. Things are fast and furious right now. We are so excited by all the engagement and by all the energy we feel from you. Andrew and I were just in London about a week and a half ago, meeting with the OTG group over there. They had a big weekend event and invited us to participate to talk about India, and the energy was fantastic. And so I know that's happening in lots of pockets and areas around the world. We're here to support you. If you have questions, please let us know. You can get to us through your market support teams. We have very close connections with them, and we're just more than excited to do what we can do to make sure you're getting your questions answered and that you feel confident in the understanding that you have of the market and how you're going to go out and communicate this and promote this to those that you feel are interested. So with that, I think I'm going to wrap up. Chase, where are we here in terms of time? Do we have a minute to answer a couple of questions, or are we at the hour?
I think we might have an opportunity to answer a question or two.
Okay. Let's go here. Andrew, if you want to come back online as well, and Chandra, you're welcome to join us too. There are quite a number of questions here. Let's maybe take two of them. So how will we be able to see the commissions and volume of the team in India? Will this show up in Stella, or where can we see this? So Jessica's asking this question. So Jessica, I would encourage you to go back online to the Binder site. There will be information there that really does highlight how different India is from our global markets. If you recall from prior discussions, if you joined prior calls, India is being set up as a completely separate and standalone business. So your opportunity to participate in India is through India eligible individuals that you personally sponsor who go over and build in India. And so you can find information on that. You can also contact your sales support team, and they'll be able to and help you walk you through that to help you understand that as well. Andrew, are there any questions that you see that you'd like to maybe address?
Just reading through them now. Need to become the brand rep in the correct market and then create the India account. Yeah, so this I just want to reiterate maybe or add a little bit more on what I talked about for the November timelines, right? So I talked about those first 2 weeks being essentially when we're creating our India accounts for our OCI folks. Now, there's a few things that need to happen before that. So if you're an OCI and you have that international account, make sure that you're submitting proof that you're an OCI or an NRI, or essentially you are eligible to work in India. So you do that by going to newskin.com/India, and you'll be able to upload your proof there. Once that's done, there's a few other things that you can do between now and November. And that's basically getting your necessary documentation so that you can go through the sign-up flow when it comes time to create your account. So when we're talking about the necessary documentation, this is also information that's in that binder link that Mike mentioned, but it's effectively your PAN card, your FSSAI registration, and your bank account information. So make sure you go and check out all that information in the binder link. I know there's a lot of information there. India is an amazing market. It's a different market, and it can be sometimes complex, but we'll figure our way out through it.
Thanks, Andrew. We are running up on the hour. Chandra, any closing words from you? And then I think we can wrap up the call.
I just saw a couple of questions which are going to be pretty easy when we are going to meet our team here, because these are some of them are operational. For example, one of the questions is, how is Pharmanex going to be different from Neutralite? They are bringing up a specific reference to the Amway portfolio. In simple sense, K, what it means is, I think Mike touched upon it when he spoke about it. We are developing products that is dedicated for Indian market first. So we are looking at what the needs are, and those needs are being catered. When you look at Neutralite, it's a global portfolio which was bought inside India. What Nu Skin is doing is developing products that's for India, made in India. That's the first difference. So the active ingredients that's needed, the composition that's needed, that's going to be very, very focused on what the needs, nutritional needs are for India. So the product efficacy is going to be very different. And we are able to, I think once we are able to move into the market, they'll see how it is impacting their daily lives. So that's one thing which I'd like to leave all of you with.
Okay. Thank you. Everybody, we're so excited for this. It's going to be fast and furious to the starting line. We love your engagement. We love your participation. We can't wait to see you in India.
So welcome
Thanks,
to India,
everyone.
guys. Looking forward.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.